What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Scoop with Coop. I'm Coop. How y'all doing out there? Yes. Oh, see my little decorations on my banister? Yeah, I was trying to do a little decorating for the Christmas holidays. But anyway, I'm here to do the Houston's review. I didn't do one last week because, of course, it was Thanksgiving, so I was on vacation. So I didn't get a chance to see it, episode 8 and 9. So, of course, I'm going to talk about that before I get into last night's episode. So, if you remember at the end of episode 7, Chrissy was sick and she was throwing up when they were at the cabins. So they took her to the hospital. So episode 8 picked up from there. So she comes back from the hospital and she found out she was dehydrated. And being dehydrated is no joke, because that happened to me week before last, before the Thanksgiving holidays. I had a bad stomach virus and I had to go to the ER because I was so weak. I couldn't keep nothing in. And so I just went to the ER and they said you were dehydrated. That's the second time that has happened to me. So she was dehydrated. And so she came home, they put her to bed or whatever. So after she was feeling better, like the next day, Tony Luck decided to talk. Well, no, not to her. Tony Luck was talking to Pat about how she sees that Pat is neglecting Rhea because of her relationship with Chrissy. She's trying to make sure Chrissy is doing okay, which is understandable. But in the meantime, it's hurting her relationship with her own daughter, Rhea. So that was that. Pat was like, okay, I think you do have a point, but I just worried about Chrissy. So that was that. So then Tony and Chrissy talks. It was the next day. Chrissy was feeling better, and she was talking about Chrissy getting back to her, being happy. And of course, I don't know how it feels to lose someone that close to me, like my mother or grandmother, but I know it's very hard. And she said she wants to get back to being happy, but it's hard. And Tony was telling her that grieving is normal. So it's only normal for her to feel this way. But she showed her pictures of her and Pat, Chrissy and Pat, then Chrissy, Pat, her mom, Whitney, and then I think that was Tony Luck in the picture. But she was like, yeah, this girl was so happy. And Chrissy was like, yeah, I need to get back to that, but it's hard. So of course it's going to be hard. So that was that. Everybody is just talking about, Chrissy, how Chrissy doing. That's how episode 8 was doing. Pat and Uncle Ray was talking about it. Uncle Ray was telling Pat she needs to be firm with Chrissy, and she's like, I can't do it because I don't want her to push her away. So then Uncle Ray and Chrissy went out to lunch. It was just all about Chrissy, episode 8. And he was like, I just, worried about you. You need to get back into acting. And so she finally went to the acting coach that Pat was trying to get her to go to a few episodes back. So she finally went. And when she went in the studio, I was like, wait a minute. Is this acting class or is this a dance studio? Because they were in there, dancing, but they was portraying emotion. And she was like, this is not a typical acting class. You're not just going to sit here and learn how to do, monologues and stuff like that. I want you to evoke the emotion, which that is what acting is. So, Chrissy did a little skit or what have you. And she was like, I think this is the start of me healing. So that was good. So that was episode 8. It was all about getting Chrissy, about the relationship with Chrissy and Pat and, her getting back into, getting herself together. So that was episode 8. So episode 9 was... So episode 9 was Sissy is coming to town. And when Pat told Chrissy, Nick, and Rhea and Chrissy about had a fit. They was like, what? Oh no, Grandma coming? Like, I thought you were supposed to be like, yay, Grandma is coming to town. I haven't seen her in a long time. They were like, oh Lord, Grandma coming to town. They were like, she hit people with the cane. We know when people get up in age, you know, you know, no telling what come out their mouth. Because my grandma, she was like 70, 72, 73, and Lord knows she just be just saying stuff. You like, oh my gosh, really? You just said that? Like, okay, grin. And she become a fuss box. We call her the fuss box. She fuss about every little thing. So I can see why Chrissy and Ray was kind of like, oh Lord, grandma coming. Because when I go to back home, I have to get myself prepared because I know my grandma is going to be fussing the whole time I'm there. So, yeah, so Pat is wanting to do a party for Sissy, you know, get everybody together, the Houston side and her side of the family. So she want to do this big, fun, but elegant party. So she has this party planner, and he wants to have a water slide, of the blow-up water slides, which those are fun. I've been on one before. And she's like, no, that's going to mess up my grass and all that. So he was like, okay. But anyway, so when Sissy comes to town, at first they have a bowling party with just the immediate family. And of course, Chrissy didn't show up. Chrissy is kind of upset because her grandma is writing a book. And she heard it was a tell-all book. And she is not happy with that. So she calls Pat at the bowling alley. And mind you, Pat busted her tail on the bowling alley. Pat, there's a line that you don't cross when you're bowling, you know. She walked slap into the lane and slipped and bust her tail. But anyway, Chrissy calls Pat and say, I can't make it. I don't think I can see Grandma right now, so I'm not coming. So that wasn't a shocker. I mean, like, really. So then the next day, Pat and Sissy goes to lunch. And like I said, when people get up in age, they say whatever's on their mind. So Sissy is like, I don't think Chrissy likes me. And Pat was like, no, Chrissy loves you. She's just, you know, going through it right now. And so she was like, thought my dog was getting into something. But she was like, Sissy was like, well, you know, I don't see why she's acting like that with me. And Pat was like, you know, she's very independent. And Sissy was like, how's she going to be independent when she never had nothing? What? So Pat was like, no, you know, her attitude, she's always been an independent child and all that kind of stuff. Lord Jesus, which is true. Sissy was telling the truth, how she going to be independent when she never had nothing. But she really did have something because her mom was Whitney. Of course, she get the perks of everything because that's her mom. She was always with her mom. But Lord, Sissy, Jesus. So then, Rhea gets enough courage to go talk to her mom about her being neglected. And while she's telling her mom, you know, I'm feeling left out, Pat gets a phone call, answers the phone, and Rhea like, really? I'm just telling you how I'm feeling, like you're neglecting me, and you answer the phone. So I'm glad she finally told her mom that she's feeling left out, so Pat will see. And I feel that Rhea is a good girl, that she won't go off and just start rebelling or what have you. But I just think Pat just needs to, you know, spend some one-on-one time with Rhea, even if it's like once a week or once every other week, as long as she's making time for her daughter, because everybody knows that she is all about Chrissy and Nick, or really Chrissy, Nick. Okay, so that was that, and then the party came, and everybody was having fun. And at first, Chrissy was kind of ignoring Grandma Sissy, and I kind of felt bad, like, really, you just not gonna speak to your grandma at all, not even hey grandma or nothing. I didn't really too much like that, but yeah. So anyway, so they finally talk, and she finally talks to Sissy, and she was like, you know, if you ever need anything, talk to me about it. And she was like, I know grandma, la 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 la. But you know, Chrissy just has to get back, you know, to being herself. But that was episode 9. I'm going to go into last night's episode. Episode 10 and 11. So episode 10, they're getting ready to go to Arizona, to LA for the premiere of Sparkle and for the Whitney exhibit at the Grammy Museum. And that is on my list to go to LA. I always want to go to California, but now I really want to go to the Grammy exhibit. The Grammy Museum. So Chrissy, Chrissy didn't go to the BET Awards for the tribute, but she's gonna go for the premiere of Sparkle because this is her mom's last performance, and she really wants to see because she's proud of her mom, and her mom kept saying she did this for us. I guess she meant Chrissy and Nick. I don't know. But she said, well, I'm gonna go, and I'm going to go to the premiere. So Chrissy, Nick, and Uncle Ray arrives in LA, and of course paparazzi is around. So the guy, I don't know if he was from TMZ or what have you, but he was asking her questions like, how does it feel to not how does it feel, about the wedding. Like, are you and Chrissy getting married to Nick? And Nick was like, no, I'm just here for Chrissy, and yada, yada, yada. Then he was like, Chrissy, how are you and your father, that he's rise above something. I don't remember him saying that he would rise above you, but that's what Chrissy heard. And so she was mad. They rolled up the windows. Uncle Ray was like, get out of here, gone. The paparazzi can be cruel. I'm not a celebrity, but, just seeing from watching, like, the Kardashians, how they be so, like, gnats around, like, you just want to swallow them, like, get away. It's too much. I'm glad I'm not a celebrity, because I'd be like, look, stop it. But yeah, but that's their job. Go ahead. Okay, so then Chrissy couldn't get herself to go to the exhibit at the Grammy Museum, so Pat and Gary and Whitney's sister-in-law went. And I have to say, that exhibit, I really want to go, because that exhibit they started from the beginning of Whitney's career to the end. They had her outfits, they had videos playing, they had little sayings. I want to go because it looked really nice. They had her big pictures up. It looked nice, and like I said, I want to go. So anyway, so then Chrissy met with Ricky Minor. If you know who Ricky Minor, he has Ricky Minor in a band. He does does the award show, the music for the award shows, and all other things. I've seen him before. So they're talking about music. So Chrissy was like, yes, I want to get back into music, but she doesn't know what genre she wants to go in. So Ricky asked her to sing. And I've got to say, she didn't sound horrible, but she needs to lay off the cigarettes and get a vocal coach. Because you can hear the potential, like I'm in the music business, but you can hear the potential. It's just that she just needs grooming. And Ricky Minor said the same thing. That wasn't bad. But people on Twitter, people can be cruel. Why? Well, of course we know this is not Whitney. Even though Ricky told her, you're always going to be compared to her mom, which is true. She's always going to be compared to Whitney. But this is Bobby Christina. She's different. She's an individual. We know she's not going to sound like her mom. So people was going in on Twitter like, oh my God, she needs to stick to her day job. Oh, she don't sound like her mama. Oh my gosh. Come on now. So like I said, with some grooming and laying off the cigarettes, I think she would do good. So that was the meeting with Ricky Minor. So they get ready for the premiere, and Whitney's stylist come in, and he's like, hi honey, you look beautiful. And you could tell Chrissy was just feeling it. She was like, I'm just kind of feeling down and out, but I'm going to this premiere because mommy would want me to go to the premiere. Of course she's on edge, but she goes to the premiere, and all the fans waving at her. She's getting good reception. She's good. What? She's getting good, I guess, feedback. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Good feedback from, you know, the fans or whatever. And, you know, the cast of Sparkle came. They took pictures with her. And she after the premiere, she was like, I made it through the premiere. I'm so proud of my mom. You know, this was a good thing. She was like, I'm glad that I went. So that was that. So, episode 11. I'm going to try to speed this up because this video is getting a little long. So, episode 11. So, after they came back, Gary needed to go to the doctor because he had colon cancer. He's in remission, but it was time for him to get a checkup because he was kind of neglecting his health after Whitney died. So he went and they found something in his, was it his kidney or his liver? One of them. So, you know, everybody, Pat and, did Cece go? Well, Pat, you know, she was kind of upset. So she thought after coming from premiere and Gary's medical scare, she thought they needed a trip. So they're going to Hawaii, which is on my list too. So they're going to Hawaii. And of course, Nick is like crunk, turned up, ready to go. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna hit the beach. I'm gonna see what the club scene is. Yeah. So they get to the hotel and he all right, yeah, give me this leg. I'm like, Nick, pump your brakes. So, yes, I'm like, Nick, you are doing the most. So anyway, so then for the first night, they have the typical Hawaiian experience, which is a luau. And so it looked fun. Everybody was trying to learn how to do the belly dance. Even Gary got up. It was hilarious. They looked like they had fun and a good time. So Nick came, but without Chrissy. And everybody was like, well, where's Chrissy? He was like, well, she's kind of emotional right now. She's just going through it and she's not coming down. Everybody was like, uh-oh, trouble in paradise. Okay, so... So everybody's starting to see something's wrong with Chrissy and Nick's relationship. So Uncle Ray and Nick go on a bike ride. So Uncle Ray talks to Nick about what's going on. What did he say? Uncle Ray asks about the relationship. Nick said they only got that close, like relationship-wise, was when Whitney died. They was there for each other and they grew into this relationship. But now that it's like 7 months later, it's dying down. He says now they're back to brother and sister. Like, who does that? Like, for real? Like, come on, son. For real? Okay, so we all know they was in a relationship. They've been kissing, hugging, and of course, they've had sex. These are not things brother and sister do. And then now you're going to revert back to brother and sister? Okay. Oh, I don't know where they do that, but yeah. So anywho, at the end of their trip, I have to take a moment because I'm just going to move on. So at the end of their trip, they had this lay ceremony. And the guy, I guess they do this kind of ritual. And I guess he's known about, Bobby Christina losing Whitney. So he was like, what? They had a lay, but it wasn't connected. He said one is to the heavens and one is to you. It's like an umbilical cord. And he's like, of course, this is going up to your mom and this is to you. And then everybody had to breathe in take in the lay and pass it down. And then he put it on her. And then he started singing. And then he started holding this long note and he pointed right. And all of a sudden this big gust of wind just came. And it was like, oh my gosh, that was Whitney. I mean, it was like powerful. Like, wow. Like, I'm saying like. But it was just powerful and... Ooh, I would have been in tears probably because it was like he was singing this little spiritual song. I didn't know what he was saying, but then it was like oh la 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 la, and then whoosh, a big gust of wind. It had like nobody but God and Whitney. That was them. So that I felt it, and it was good. So the next morning before they left, they went out to sea to put the lay, to set the lay off into sea. And Lord, they almost brought me to tears because they was playing I Look to You. Lord, Whitney. They was playing I Look to You, and it was just a little powerful. It was a great episode. It started off fun, and then it got sentimental, and at the end it was just powerful. I liked that episode. So next week, I don't know, I guess they're going to show episode 12 and 13. Nick is about to show his behind because he's still going to start talking to other females at a party, and they like, Chrissy, how you getting home? And he was like, with Nick, and he was like, no, you're not. Okay. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please rate, please comment, and follow me on Twitter at ScoopWithCoop and Instagram at ScoopWithCoop. And don't forget to thumbs up, rate, and comment. And I hope everyone have a nice day or nice night, whichever time you're watching this. And God bless. Bye-bye.